All right, welcome into the PDQ Restaurant Point of Sale Postgame Show. Rob Ellis, Jack Fritz. Eagles lose 27-10 to the Giants. Close out the season 11-6. They close out the season having lost 5 of their last 6. I'll give you a couple of stats that you never thought you'd be hearing and you don't want to be hearing. Trust me. They are the first team to start the season at 10-1 or better and finish with 11 wins or fewer since the 86 Jets. They're the first team to lose 5 of the last 6 and make the playoffs since the 1999 Dolphins. Jack, if this was ever not a statement made by the players that they have checked out on the coach and on this season, then I don't know what it was when you lay down and get your rear end handed to you 24-0 in the first half of this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest takeaway for me is this is a game that Sirianni said all week, we're going to go out there and we're going to try to win. And you have A.J. Brown reporting before the game, or Jake Glazer said that he had a players-only meeting and how the guys had to listen to the coaches. I didn't see a team that looked like they were listening to the coaches, and that's the most damning part about this all. Like, I'm disappointed in, obviously, them, the guys. Like, if you have any pride and you want to wear that Eagles green, like, there's a different sense of what it means to be an Eagle for, I think, Brandon Graham, Jason Kelsey, Lane, those guys, Fletcher Cox. And to come out and really just allow this thing to happen, like, I'm almost ready to clean house. I mean, like, that's how embarrassing it is. Losing 5 of 6 after starting 10-1. Did the Niners game really break them that bad?
I don't know. I don't know how a team that had so much heart last year, that showed you in 21, like, hey, man, they're bought in, and they're on the come. Here they come. They got to the playoffs, whatever. And then last year showed you what they showed you. To lay down, and I mean lay down the way that they have. Look at the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You scraped by the Giants here. You lose at home to the Cardinals, who are losing again today in a hot garbage team. And then you just get your doors blown off in a listless, lifeless, heartless, gutless effort today.
But that's what the Eagles are.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe we're there. The last couple of days I've been talking to people, and we've just been talking, obviously, about the team. And, like, none of us can
nobody has answers.
This shouldn't add up.
No.
But the only thing that adds up to me is that the coach has completely lost this team.
Yes.
And he's lost his locker room. And I don't want to hear I'm so sick of hearing the players, well, the vibes are really good and we're going to stick together, and the hollow answers that we're going to hear post-game.
Yeah.
All I need to do is see what I've seen on the field.
I heard a ton of vibe talk this week.
A lot of vibe talk this week.
Especially after AJ spoke. It's like, okay, so let's back it up now. And what do you do? Not only did you not back it up, you actually played worse. Like, I didn't think that they could be worse than the Cardinals game. This effort was because really, other than Fletcher Cox, who they weirdly decided to sit but play everybody else, they go out there in that first half and you do right away. You knew right away the Giants were just connecting. Here's the thing. We kept saying, they'll figure it out, or they're getting healthier, or they'll flip a switch and all that. There's no switch flip. This is who they are. They've been trying to tell us forever, and we have denied them. We've been in, like, earmuff mode.
Yeah.
But accept it. This is who they are.
Well, we heard all beginning of the year, well, we don't want to play our best football right now. Nick Sirianni said 3 times, I believe, with Joe and John, that it's unrealistic for us to be playing our best football right now.
You don't want to be peaking now.
Don't expect that.
Yep.
What is going? I cannot wrap my head around what in the world has happened to this football team and how they now look so gutless and they look so heartless, and they all of a sudden now they give up on the coach. It's like they never really believed in him. I think that's my big takeaway. I don't know if this team ever believed in him. And last year they had so much talent. They played a terrible schedule. They got on such a roll. Shane Steichen maybe was cooking on offense that they were like, yeah, Nick, whatever, just go.
Yeah.
You're here and we get it, but we'll take care of it.
Yep.
And I think what happened this year is the second things got hard and they turned to their head coach to try to have the answers, he didn't have them.
Yeah.
And when he didn't have the answers and they got stomped back-to-back weeks by the Niners and Cowboys, I think they were just like, well, does he know what he's doing?
Yeah.
And from that point on, we've seen a team just completely fold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what's happened. I mean, they folded, they've collapsed. They look nothing like the 10-1. Even the 10-1 team, we talk about resiliency.
Yeah.
I mean, they came back from. I mean, Jalen had 6 wins of when they were down by 10 or more.
No doubt.
Like, they look like just a winning team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what happened was they looked to the head coach for answers. He didn't have any. And then they checked out and really confirmed what they believed about him for a while.
Think about this, Jack. And this is when they were still trying, mind you, okay? This is before, mass exodus and everybody sitting and We'll get into the injuries, too, because there's a ton of them.
Well, at least they played all the starters today.
Yeah, so, I was okay with that because they still had a shot to win the division, but, we know how that worked out. But anyway, first half drives for the Eagles. You ready?
Yep.
Punt, fumble,
Yep.
turnover on downs, punt, 3 and outs, interception, end of half.
Well,
that's what you came out with against the Giants. Giants, by the way, also defensively, the Giants had allowed the second most sacks since the Eagles in 86. Okay.
It's back-to-back weeks, by the way, of terrible defenses that they, last week they were pretty good offensively, but we know what happened late in the game.
Yeah.
And that Giants defense is terrible. And people will say if they want to, it's hard to look for a silver lining. You'll be like, yeah, well, Jalen only played a half. In that half, they look just as bad as Mariota somehow made them look better on offense.
Yes, Mariota looked better.
And the problem is, and this is the thing that blew my mind when talking about this coaching staff and just their overall ineptitude. The Giants are known for one thing defensively. You know what they're going to do.
They're going to blitz you.
They're going to blitz you.
Mm-hmm.
And in the first half, Jalen was getting blitzed, and they had no plan.
Answers. Nope.
They had no plan. Like, what do they do all week?
They gave up 5 sacks today. Jalen gave 2 on Jalen, and there were about 3 where he had to throw it away or he got hit. The one where his hand got hit. Yeah, what are you doing? They're not that talented. And you can't figure this coaching staff is so overmatched on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. There's no answers.
No,
there's no counters.
Well, and maybe when they scapegoated Sean aside, the players were like, "What the hell are we doing?"
Yeah,
and because again, they had a bit fugazi, like even they were 10-2, 10-3, whatever. Like people weren't sold how great they were, but the players didn't have to know that.
No.
But the second you pulled the plug on Sean Asai, his first year as defensive coordinator, then they knew.
Yeah.
They knew. Oh, bleep. Like,
we're desperate.
Yeah.
This is desperation.
It's a total panic move.
It is.
Whether that's Nick or whether it's Howie, I don't know.
All right, 215-592-9494. I know a lot of people want to react. All right, let's get Louie in South Philly. Louie, you're on 94 WIP.
Yo, man, I was at the game. I left at halftime, 24 years old. The Eagles have never actually truly been bad in my lifetime.
Well, they were bad in 2020.
You've had a lot of good years, though. I get your point.
I had a lot of good years, right, compared to some of these other guys. I've never left a game before 3-0 on the clock in the fourth quarter. I'm so frustrated and disgusted with this team that I can't bear to sit for the team I grew up loving. And it's continuous. And they're more and more shocking every possession back and forth offensively and defensively. That I think Mike Evans has a legitimate shot next week to break NFL records in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's going to go nuts.
Oh, he's going to go crazy.
Yeah, he's going to go.
And then the back-to-back weeks, they made Kyler and that Arizona again. Who was the guy? Dortch.
Yeah, they got Dortched.
And then Tyrod looked like one of the 10 best quarterbacks in football today.
And Wan'Dale Robinson looked like Jerry Rice.
Yeah, no, he's all over the place.
They had no answers for him.
It's going to be. They have honestly, Louie, they don't deserve to be Eagles.
Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson averaged 17 yards per catch today. 17, Wan'Dale Robinson.
And then on the other end, the offense is completely lost, and we'll obviously hear about AJ at some point. But, I mean, just the complete collapse. I mean, a couple of my buddies were talking about this could be maybe the worst ever.
Well, it's up there. Ruben Amaro tweeted it.
Louie, thanks, bud.
I mean, 64 comes to mind.
Yeah, I don't remember an Eagles team falling apart like this. People use the 94 reference, which was the end of Kotite.
Mm-hmm.
That team wasn't nearly as accomplished as this team.
No, and if you go to like all the other teams, at least a lot of those losses were in the playoffs.
Yeah,
the Phillies in 11, the Phillies this last year. Like you saw some great teams lose, like the Eagles in 02.
Yeah,
but those were in the playoffs. They're in like this team is collapsing towards the end of the season again against cupcakes.
Right, that's the thing. Like I don't want to hear gauntlet anymore.
Yeah,
you're way out of the gauntlet, man.
And now we're gonna start. Oh, well, they're tired.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm so
God.
tired of the word tired.
Oh my God.
Honest to God, man. Like I don't want to hear anybody's tired.
No.
Everybody's playing 17 games last I checked. Do some of these teams the way they're finishing the season look tired to you?
No.
They don't look tired to me.
And
the other thing is you're going to go so soft on them in the preseason and everything else.
Yeah.
Then they shouldn't be tired.
No.
They've been more rested than any other team.
It's unfathomable.
Give me a break.
What has happened to this football team.
215-592-9494. All right, did you know that before joining the Giants, quarterback Tyrod Taylor played for the Ravens, the Bills, the Browns, the Chargers, and the Texans? If you didn't know that, then you don't know Jack. Get to see Jack Dell's teams at DellToyota.com and DellChevrolet.com. All right, we're going to hear from Nick Sirianni. This should be fascinating to see how this is spun. We're going to hear from Jalen Hurts. We're going to hear from you. 215-592-9494. Eagles lose. Get punished. 27-10. Close the season having lost 5 of 6. Jack Fritz, Rob Ellis, PDQ Restaurant, Point of Sale Postgame Show on the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC. Make today the day on 94 WIP.